Hello and welcome. If you are watching this video, it's because you want to learn more about the LoudSwarm virtual event platform. Whether you are an organizer looking to put together a virtual event or an attendee getting ready to attend a virtual event on LoudSwarm, this is for you. We at 6 Feet Up created the LoudSwarm platform to fill a void in the virtual event space. When we did this, we looked at lots of other things, and we wanted to make sure that we were creating an immersive, engaging experience for our organizers, for our attendees, for our sponsors, that everyone was able to get in and just enjoy one another and have that in-person experience as much as one can behind a computer screen. So to start out, attendees are going to receive an invitation from support@loudswarm.com. Getting into the platform is super simple. All they're going to have to do is click Accept Invitation. It's going to open that invitation window, accept the terms and conditions, and click Get Started. First thing that an attendee is going to see coming in here, first thing you will see coming in here is going to be that day's schedule. We have a couple of different ways to view this. You can see on here we've got 5 tracks available. You can scroll right over, see all of them, and you can see everything that's happening for that day. So here we've got the vertical schedule view. For the attendees, or for anyone looking at this who just really doesn't like looking vertically, you can also do a timeline view. So this is going to give you all 5 tracks on one screen. Scrolling over to the right is going to show you everything that's happening every single day. So to start off, we're going to click right into a session. And here you can see, of course, we've got a sponsor banner right here at the top. These sponsor banners, they can be PNG files, they can just be static images, they can be GIFs. So, if a sponsor really just wants something that's a little more engaging and visually appealing, they can absolutely customize these. Clicking a sponsor banner is going to obviously take people right to the web page that the sponsor wants them to see. And a little bit about this page in general before we actually start looking at what the video is going to look like. You can see topic, time. Down here, you can read about the presentation, and then you can also see who the presenter is and engage with them on social media. So because, again, this is a previous video, you can see we've got a great big play button here. If we were looking at this video and it was happening live, it would be playing. And what's amazing about the LoudSwarm platform compared to maybe others is anyone watching this, they are not going to have to click out of this screen to go to a new session. If they choose to stay in the same track for an entire day, the video player is just going to constantly update with the next video that is meant to play, the next feed, the next session that is meant to be there. So they will never have to leave this screen unless they want to. Your video player is going to function almost exactly the way YouTube or other common video players will. So for a session that has already happened, of course, you can fast forward. For a session that's currently live, you can rewind, and there is going to be a button that takes you back to the live point of the session. You have the ability to change the quality of your video stream. So if you have connection issues, if you have bandwidth issues, if your kids are watching YouTube and they're taking up all the bandwidth, you can absolutely adjust accordingly so that the quality of your feed remains the same and you don't get any buffering issues. You can also adjust your volume controls, and you can pop the video out so you can watch it on a larger screen. On the right-hand side of your screen, you will see a Sli.do box. The Sli.do box is meant for attendee engagement. It's meant to allow you as a viewer to engage with other attendees and to engage with the presenters. It can also help you engage with sponsors if you would like, but this is for asking questions. So you can come right in here and click Ask, type up your question about the presentation and say, hey, I like this feature. Where can I find the repo? Hit send. And hey, gosh, now your question is out there and the moderator can make sure that the presenter sees it and answers that question live on camera. If other attendees like your question and want to know the same, they can thumbs up that question and it will bump it up so that it is right there at the top so that the presenters know that this is something that people really want to know about. Additionally, in Sli.do, you also have the ability to interact with polls. So if you are a presenter and you want to ask questions of your audience, you want to engage with them more, you can come in here and ask questions and get that feedback live and in real time. So, hey, will you be using LoudSwarm as your virtual event platform? Yes, totally, I will. And hey, as an attendee, you can also change your response. Like, gosh, maybe I don't know. So you can change your response if you want. And depending on the settings of the poll, you can see the results. Another feature of LoudSwarm is we also have an integrated track or integrated Slack. So we will work with organizers to make sure that the channels that they have in their Slack platform are pulled into LoudSwarm so you can see what's happening with the other attendees, with other people watching the same presentation as you. You can open the Slack app and you can type in here and say, hey, I love this. And then it's going to pop up right over here and everyone knows exactly what's going on. You can clap for the presenters. You can announce what's coming next. You can say, hey, I'm looking for a job. Does anyone know of anything? Whatever interaction is appropriate for the event and appropriate for that channel, you can be engaging with one another in there. And it's just yet another avenue to make sure that you're having a great time at this conference and you are mimicking as close as possible that face-to-face interaction. Finally, we also have an area here that says join face-to-face. The face-to-face can be anything. It can be a Jitsi meeting. It can be a Zoom meeting. It can be a Gather space. It can be any of the various video conferencing softwares that are out there. You can have it linked in here so that when a presentation is done, the presenter is in and answering questions live. So you're still getting that experience of walking up to a presenter afterward to say, hey, I loved this, or hey, I didn't agree with you here. And you can talk about it face to face with one another and with other people. So just clicking that join face-to-face button is going to open a new tab in your browser. And when you join the meeting, you're going to see anyone else who's in there engaging with that presenter too. And you can have that immediate interaction with one another after the presentation ends. And then clicking the X is going to take you right back into the LoudSwarm platform and you're on to the next session. So a lot of tools in here to just really help foster that engagement and foster that sense of community that is missing in the virtual event space these days. So in LoudSwarm, there are so many options available. Obviously, you've got the real-time communication, you've got the live presentations, you have all of the ways of textually interacting with one another and even face-to-face interacting with one another. But how do sponsors get their ROI? How do you make sure that organizers are being seen, are visible, and that you're bringing that human element into the virtual event space? LoudSwarm has custom pages that we as the event producers can work with you on so that we can make sure that all of your content is there and people are able to find what they need to find when they need to find it. So obviously you're going to have dynamic pages that are built automatically in here. You're going to have a speakers page that shows you all of the speakers and what sessions they are going to be involved in. And for sessions, you can have more than one speaker, of course. So you can have speakers that are in every session. You can have 5 speakers that are doing one session together jointly. And again, we're going to link to all of their social media so that, attendees can go out and find those people just to say, hey, you had this great presentation and I want to connect with you. For sponsors, we give the ability to have a sponsors page. So, hey, who made this event possible? Well, gosh, 6 Feet Up did, or JetBrains did, or Circle CI did. And clicking there will automatically take those take attendees to their pages, so they're able to see all about that sponsor and all of the amazing things that those sponsors are doing. Other options are swag bags. Obviously, in an age where live and in-person events are not as common anymore, of course, swag bags are huge and attendees love to get them. They love the koozies and the little notepads and the stylus for their touch screens. But of course, that's getting harder. And if you can send out a physical swag bag, that is amazing. And we commend you for that. And we encourage you to do that. Because again, attendees love swag. If you can't, LoudSwarm can accommodate digital swag bags. So we encourage you, create a Zoom background so that your attendees feel like they're a part of something bigger. You can announce your call for papers for the next one. You can have them download your playlist so that they're getting pumped up for the presentations before they start. If you have official swagware, post links so that people can order them. Event name tags, newsletters, ways to stay connected. Include all of this in your digital swag bag, and it will give you some amazing return on your investment into the platform, on your sponsor's investment into the event. And then finally, we can include all sorts of help pages. So FAQs for attendees of what to expect, how to navigate in the platform itself or in other platforms. So we used Gather, for example, just to do a little bit more of a real-time, face-to-face interaction set. And we had a lot of people hanging out in the lounge, playing games together, watching a bartending session together. And things like that are so engaging, and they just set a platform and an event apart from others that are a series of just talks. You can create virtual sponsor booths in here. You can have Ask Me Anythings. You can have Birds of a Feather rooms. Whatever you need to help foster, again, that community and that conversation. And then finally, we encourage everybody to just really make sure that you are bringing that human element into that virtual event space. So introduce your organizers, introduce your sponsors as people, get into the Slack channels, talk to people where they are. Don't expect that everyone is going to come into an organizer's Slack room or a sponsor's Slack room to say, hey, I'm interested in this thing that you're doing. Get out there and engage and talk and encourage one another. And when you see questions, answer them. Even if it's something as silly as, where are you at? Or who are you watching the event with? Again, everyone loves people, and we all miss people right now. So let's bring the people element back into our events, even if they're virtual. So that is the LoudSwarm platform. We encourage you to ask any questions that you may have. We are always available at support@loudswarm.com. My name is Joanna Dunn. I am an event producer for LoudSwarm. I have several counterparts that are also happy to help answer any questions that you have. And we look forward to seeing you in the virtual event world. Thank you.